Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. All right, you can sit down for a couple minutes, half hour. Anyway, the guest that I have on today, you saw on, a couple weeks ago when we went to the Salvation Army dinner, and there were a table full of gals around with, most of them had red hats, and I hadn't seen that type of person in ages, so somebody else said, hey, you want to come on the show to them? And I said, yeah. So here's my guess. You are Queen Rhoda.
Yes, I am.
How do you get that beautiful Rhoda, but I mean Queen Rhoda name?
The queen of a chapter in the Red Hat Society is like a president of a club.
Okay.
So the Queen Mom, sometimes they call us. So that's why we have the word queen in front of us. So we're the leader of our chapter.
Okay.
I'm fortunate enough to also have two vice queens, which is Honor Shoemaker, that I understand used to do this show. She's wonderful. And then Patty Bennett.
Okay.
And they've both been a member of my chapter for a long time. I recently asked them to be vice queens with me. They accepted the challenge, and they're wonderful ladies, and I wish they could make it here today, but they have to work.
Okay. Well, next time we might be able to get them.
That would be great. We'll come back.
All right. You have a chapter that's unusual because not everybody knows you people unless they knew the red hat thing, and if you're around a group, they say, oh, you belong to a special group. How did the Red Hats actually become a society?
Red Hats?
Yeah.
Back in 1998, Sue Ellen Cooper started a group out in California, and she'd gone to lunch with some ladies and told them to wear red hats just to have fun. So it caught on, and it did. It caught other people's attention at the restaurant, and she decided to make this a group.
Okay.
So we have members that belong all over the world. In Michigan, there's probably about 60-some chapters.
Really?
Yeah, we're not shy. I don't know how you missed us, but we've been around since 1998.
Okay.
Our chapter started shortly after that here in Michigan. Through the Red Hat chapter, the Red Hat Society, we've met other chapters in other states. So we have friends all over. We've got friends from Virginia, from Ohio, from Kentucky, to Alabama, California, Minnesota, all over the place. So we meet together at different conventions that are outside. I just attended one recently that was at Pigeon Forge, and there was approximately 250 to 300 ladies there.
Really?
Yeah, and that was, we made it an all-week affair because we liked the area. You know, after all, Pigeon Forge is known, Dollywood and everything.
Yeah.
But we were too busy to go to Dollywood. So she had, that was Queen Star of the Sassy Sweethearts of Seymour. And she planned our event down there, and it was a 3-day event, and we went down there 2 days early just to have fun with the ladies. And then when we left on Sunday, another group from New York that we met, they were staying through till Thursday.
Oh, really?
So it's a time for us ladies to get together. We've taken care of our family, our careers, our community, and now we're older because we're Red Hatters, and that designates people that are over 50. And we wear red hats and purple clothes. And then when it's our birthday month, we wear purple hats and red clothes. But we're not just limited to ladies over 50. Anyone under 50 is called a pink hatter. Okay. And they wear pink hats and lavender clothes in reverse at their birthday month. You can be two and be a pink hatter. You know, a lot of ladies bring their grandchildren.
Okay.
I know two's a little, but we do have, I have seen one that they brought her in. The mother was a red hatter, she was a pink hatter, and she brought her daughter into a tea.
Well,
Yeah,
like
so it's
introducing the group to her or vice versa,
Yeah, a legacy.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So where is your chapter more or less situated? You said it's not all
No,
downriver.
they go by where the Queen lives. I live in Trenton, Michigan.
Okay.
But I have ladies that are around in the Metro Detroit area. You know, we've got Sterling Heights, we've got Monroe, we've got New Baltimore, we've got Westland, we've got Canton, we've got Ecorse, we've got Allen Park. And
Okay.
girl ladies have been in our group that have been from Grosse Ile. We have some honorary memberships from girls in Columbus and Kentucky.
Really?
Now, when I said earlier about going to these conventions
Yeah.
and we meet other ladies, we have what we decided to call it a hybrid group between the ladies of Julie's Jewels out of Florence, Kentucky, and Queen Tink, Melissa Ritz, and she's a queen of one of the chapters in Columbus, Ohio. So we get together at all these different, when we go out of state, we get all together, we share rooms, and we share a lot of fun, take turns driving. So it's really a community that doesn't just limit you to where you live at.
Okay.
But they do call the area that the Queen lives in, that's where they say that the
Okay.
Amethyst Rose would be from Trenton.
How long can you be a queen, though?
Till they die.
Oh, really? Hey, well, you don't want to go that
Or
fast,
health
but I mean,
reasons. Yeah.
no, I mean, because most organizations, a president or a chairperson usually have 1
We
or
don't
2
have
years.
terms. No, it's the one that wants to be crazy enough to volunteer to do this. So the queen before me for Amethyst Roses was Jan Brown. She actually started the chapter. And then she had health issues, so she dropped out and she asked me to be queen. So then they had a party for me, and one of my ladies, Mary Snellman, and she made me a scepter, a queen scepter, out of a toilet bowl plunger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was all blinged up with, of course, diamonds and rubies, you know. And so we have a lot of fun with different things.
Okay. All right, so where do you meet to discuss all your events coming up?
We don't have like a main clubhouse or anything,
All right.
because when you sign up to be a Red Hatter, you go places. This isn't going to be sitting down. Now, there are some ladies, there's some chapters that are in nursing homes. So obviously they meet there.
Yeah.
My chapter, we're one of the ones that do the most travel. So like I said, it could be out of state. We pick a spot and we go to. We have a planning meeting, we decide we want to go to a play, a restaurant. We've done a bed race for a fundraiser in Monroe. So the bed race, I don't know if you know about that.
No.
They have a function down there that they raise money to supply those in need, children in need that need a bed. They have reading material. They provide them with sheets and blankets and pillows and books and different things to help them up until the age of 18. So they do a fundraiser, and that means you decorate an old hospital bed on wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had the ladies dress up in their granny jammies and their nightcaps. And they were singing Dreamin' by Mamas and Papas. And we have a lady that was a teacher, and her debate team pushed us on the bed. So they pushed us around. They have a regular course right down there by City Hall. And we did that. So a lot of people wouldn't think old people would do that, but we're not old.
Not physically or mentally. No, that's
No,
right.
not at all.
Well, you know what? I think it's a great idea because, like you said, you had your kids, you had your careers. Now is the time to pay attention to what you like to do. And,
That's true.
And it seems like you guys have enough plans to go and keep it up. So that's good.
We do. We, you know, like I said, we have, I said earlier that we have a Fun Fest planned in Dearborn, and that'll be September 27th. It's a Saturday. It's an all-day affair. Please contact me if you're interested. I can leave my name and address with Caroline, and that we've got so many activities, including a private concert from the Shades of Blue, if you remember them back from the 60s. We like to dance too.
Okay. How many are in your group?
Right now we have 16.
Okay.
I like to keep it small because it's hard to get a place to have a meeting, or we call it an adventure, an event, because people want you to rent a private room.
Oh,
Well, a lot
really?
of the ladies are retired, so we pick and choose what we want to do. And to rent a room for, $100, $200 to have lunch doesn't fit in our budget.
No.
But we save things for conventions, and then we go all out.
Yeah, that's your vacation.
But we've done all kinds of things. We did another race on pumpkin bikes out at an orchard out by Ypsilanti, pumpkin patch. And there was 3 of us on these bikes racing around the course. And I found out that my bike raced better backwards than it did forwards. So we were going around at a pretty good, course to go. So we just like to have fun. We do plays, restaurants, you name it. We've probably done it.
So basically, do you have something planned per week or just like a month?
We could have like 4 or 5 things during the month.
Okay.
We try to make sure that in our chapter only, that we do something on the 3rd Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
So they can mark it. And the other ones are just bonus. So, if you can't make it, you can't make it. Life happens. But we like to get together. These ladies have been in my group for years. We just had 3 new ones join. And like I said, I like it to keep it slower. We have had a couple of ladies that passed away or had to leave for some reason, health reasons or whatever. So it changes a little bit, but a lot of the ladies are in there for the long haul.
Well, it's something to look forward to. Get up every day and say, okay, what's happening now? Because there are a lot of people, when I usually go out to eat in one place, and it bothers me when I see somebody I know a lot younger than me having a hard time trying to walk. And I'm thinking, that's rough, I know you're supposed to be active and all this, and it's nice if you can, but sometimes you just don't have the place to go, or the person to go with, or somebody to take you.
And also sometimes the ladies have things that they're going through. We've had some ladies that lost their husbands. And we were there, and other ladies that lost their husbands could talk to them. So they have a little support group with them.
Yeah.
So we do so many things, and we do fundraisers and just get together sometime. I'll call and say, hey, let's go to lunch today. And it's nothing that's been planned or on the newsletter. It's just spur of the moment. Or somebody calls me and says, let's go to lunch today. And I call the girls, and whoever shows up, shows up. We had a lady that she recently passed away a couple years ago, but we called her our man magnet. And Josephine was a resident of Wyandotte, and she had trouble walking, but that didn't keep her down.
Good.
So people would see her and offer their arm, the men would offer her arm, and there would be more men that would offer their arm to him, so nice, and she would talk to them and thank them. And talk, and talk, and talk. So she'd take a few steps, stop, and talk. Take a few steps, stop, and talk. We were at a restaurant in Canton, and I went to check on her because we did have a private room because we had a larger group then. We had done it with several. And I went to check on her, and she was standing outside the ladies' room, which was her original where she was going to go. And there was a man that had her by the arm, holding her. And they're right outside the door. And there's another young man that was pushing the door open so she could get in the door. So when the man would open the door, he would look down. Well, Josephine would stop and talk. So he, let go of the door, and he kept pushing the door and looking down. And finally I spotted her, and said, can I help you, Josephine? What's going on? So it's just fun things that we can laugh about now. And we share these memories over and over again because she's our sister, and we miss her terribly. But she was so much fun.
It's great. But that's you guys are like a family.
Sisters.
Yeah, or sisters, so to speak, because sometimes a family doesn't get along, or you're living in different areas, so you don't see them a good time. So
we carpool too.
You carpool too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That helps out.
Yeah.
Because not everybody likes to drive.
Nope, so they just get in my car or one of the other ladies, and we head off.
Okay.
So
when you say Queen Rhoda, you're the queen.
Yes.
You make the decisions most.
Everybody knows that one.
Oh, God. All right, so if somebody wanted to actually start another group, how do they get in touch with who?
They could contact the Red Hat Society online or a phone call. You can just put in Red Hat Society into your computer and it will come up. The site will come up and
Yeah.
you'll see a place where you can click on to join, and they'll send you. It'll show you a registration form, or you can talk to one of us,
Okay.
and we can always get a form. I carry around usually forms for new members. In fact, two of my members I met at a convention outside Cleveland, and Shelley and Jan live in Sterling Heights and Madison Heights. So that's how they got the word by another friend of mine that's in another group, the Fancy Flamingos.
Okay. How did you decide this? It was going to be Amethyst Rose.
I didn't decide that. The Queen Jan that first started the charter chapter, she named it,
Okay.
and I just maintained the same name.
Okay. Wow. All right. So myself, I'm too busy with other things, but it'd be interesting to find out where you're going and sometimes say, hey, can I come in? Can
We'd
you
love
do
to
that?
have you. We'd love to
Yeah?
have you, yeah.
How did Honor got involved?
Oh, boy, I don't really remember how I got into the chapter, so you're asking me about Honor.
Yeah.
Honor, actually, Honor and her two other sisters joined.
Okay.
So Mary was in the group, and she lives in Sterling Heights, I think, and Sterling or Madison, and Flo lives in Gibraltar in Honor. So Honor was in the group. She may have been in the group before I joined.
Okay.
So I can tell you that when I joined, where I worked at, one of the ladies that was a member of the country club, she said, I want you to come to have lunch with me. And I said, okay. And she says, you got a pink hat? And I said, sure. So I put my pink hat on and we went to, what's the big place there in Old Trenton? Now it's closed, or they just have catered events there.
Oh, gee.
The hotel? The Grand.
The Grand
Yeah.
on Jefferson you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Myrna and I, Myrna lives over at Grocio, Myrna Walters, and she took me over there and I met the ladies.
Okay.
So that was my first chapter, and that was Scarlet O'Hatters. And then because I was still working, and the days weren't syncing up the times when they were planning things, and the days that I could go because, I was working. So then I quit for a while, but I knew I wanted to go back. And I don't remember exactly how I got into our group, Amethyst Roses, but it's been a long time. It's a long time. I started as a pink hatter when I was 48, and I'm 69 now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you got to give credit to all of you. Like you said, your kids are sort of out and about, and you have, most cases, no career at this point because you're retired and enjoying yourself. So it's a good excuse to say, hey, come on, let's go and do it.
Instead of sitting around the house. We get out, we see more things, know more where more places are, what's there, what's all about. And plus we do charity things too. Like I said, the bed race that we did in Monroe. We also take part in the Blue Star Moms in Flat Rock.
How's that? What do they
Blue
do?
Star Moms are the moms of service people
Yeah.
or veterans that passed away, veterans, period, that serve our nation, the military service. And so they do different things for the veterans down at the Veterans Hospital. They might bring them blankets, the little throws, the little fleece
Yeah.
blankets. We pack up goodie bags. We just packed up a whole bunch of Christmas boxes to be sent to some people that are in the service, that are serving now. And anything they need, and we'll come over and help them. Because we are not Blue Star Moms, because we don't have children that were in the service, we're called associates. So we take part in that. The wind-up parade down here, we come down here and throw the little rubber balls out to the kiddies, and drive our cars down. That's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And we even have some grandkids come with us, some husbands come with us, just to have fun 4th of July. It's great.
Okay, what you were talking about is similar to things that American Legion does too. Over there, they like 217. They have the building right on the river. They make the blankets, the small ones, like you said, they need, and try to get something ready for the holidays and that. There are an awful lot of veterans though that are in need of attention, and some of them are in a hospital. So it's one way of, I think, saying to them, we care, we thank you for the service you put in, and so you are extending that. You're branching out and heading in that direction and helping them out.
We're doing a trivia night, December, I think it's 7th, and it's a Friday coming up. I'm getting my dates mixed up. But we're doing that in Livonia at the Livonia Moose. And we're doing trivia, and that money from that will buy homeless vets sweats.
Okay.
You know, hoodies and the sweatpants that they need and some blankets. And we get requests about what certain people need. There's a veteran shelter in Hamtramck, and they ask us to send sheets.
Oh, really?
And they had a site on Amazon, and you know, I mean, it's not hard just to go on Amazon, order sheets, and have it delivered there. So you know, it's what the need is. If there's a need, we try to fill it.
Well, do you have a treasury? I mean, do you have dues or?
The Red Hat Society has dues.
Okay.
The members pay $35. The Queens pay $50, and then it's up to the chapter if they have dues.
Okay.
In my chapter, it's $12 a year, and that basically tries to cover the ink from any printing material that I print out. You know, I print out maps, I print out a newsletter, I make up a newsletter. Sometimes little trinkets, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of things.
Where'd you get your hat, or did you make it?
Oh, I did not make this one. I think I got it in Hamtramck.
You did? Yeah.
Yeah, Hamtramck is like the church lady hats, the special place.
Okay.
So we went to, in fact, we just went to Hamtramck last week. And last Friday we were over there. And they have several stores that we stop at that have bling, you know, jewelry and all these things, but hats is what we look for. There's also Judith M., that's a millinery shop. And she has shops in the Grange in Louisville in Kentucky. So we could be anywhere.
Yeah. You know what? We got just a little bit of time left, and I want you to talk about something to do. I happen to go to the Yak Arena, and there was something that says Copeland Seniors Christmas Cookie Exchange. And that's going to be December the 6th from 5:30 to 8. And the dinner, I think, is at, got to go to the other thing, 6 o'clock. And if you want to go to the meal, call up, get your $5 tickets for the food. And Veronica is the caterer. So that's something.
You may see us there.
Huh?
You may see us there.
Hey, how about that?
Well, it's a pleasure, Caroline. Thank you for asking me.
Well, I'm glad you came because I'm curious, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard about that. See, I didn't get around much lately. I've been doing, you know, kids or family or stuff like that. So I'll be keeping in touch with you guys and finding out what you're doing.
That sounds good. Come on
Okay.
over, pull up a chair.
Okay.
And if
Hey.
anybody was interested, just stop and say hi and talk to us, and we'll get you involved.
Okay. But before we leave, Neil went down to River's Edge. And remember a couple weeks ago, I said there was some mother-daughter artists that came in. Hey, he's got some news for you.
This past weekend, I had the opportunity to attend the Family Affair event hosted at the River's Edge Gallery in Wyandotte, Michigan. The artists that were featured were Nora Chapa-Mendoza and her daughter Lori Sarianos. Nora Chapa-Mendoza is an artist, social and cultural activist, and educator who has had a huge presence in the Detroit arts community. Her daughter, Lori Sarianos, is also an artist and a violin instructor at Sarianos Violins. The gallery showcased many original pieces from Nora's years of painting throughout her career. Her art captures her spirituality, nature, and realism with images representing the history of indigenous and Hispanic peoples within the United States. Nora was born in Weslacos, Texas in 1932. In her interview with Jeremy Hansen on the Gooder Guys podcast, she talks about her life when she was very young and how she got into painting.
Yeah, I learned to survive and I learned to be alone. I learned how to do everything when she was still alive, and you had to be very, very quiet because she needed a lot of rest.
Right.
So they would put me outside whenever I cried.
Right.
And my brother would say that the ants would crawl up on me.
Right.
Because there were so many ants, and they'd bite me and they'd fall over. And my brother would say that, see, you're so bad, even the ants.
Nora has been awarded several awards throughout her career, including the Governor's Arts Award in November 1999 and the Wayne County Council for the Arts, History, and Humanities and Visual Artist Award in October 2011. Her most recent award she received was the 2024 Kresge Eminent Artist Award. She received this award from the Kresge Arts in Detroit's Kresge Foundation for her great amount of high-quality work, professional achievement in the arts, and a lifetime of contributions to the cultural community of Metro Detroit. If you're in Wyandotte, you can still view Nora and Lori's collection of art at the River's Edge Gallery until the end of December 2024. The River's Edge Gallery is located at 3024 Biddle Avenue, and for information on future events, you can go to artattheedge.com.
All right, so now you know what's happening at River's Edge. You know what's happening with Red Hats, and I thank you, Queen. Have a nice holiday.
Thank you. Come on by anytime, join us.
All right, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town. Bye now.